keep our fingers crossed here. Oh, goodness. Oh, we're back to this again, for shit's sakes. Okay. There. Okay.
Well,
Just trying to figure out how to turn off the volume. Here we go. Okay, can you hear me?
sure can.
Okay. I think I've
Yeah.
muted
And
it
it's
on
on.
Facebook.
Great.
Awesome. Woohoo! We did it! It is an exciting day here when we figure out how to do Facebook Live from Zoom.
We
So,
got this.
yes, we do. So, welcome everybody to this. I can hear that. Is that on my end?
Oh, you might have gotten that feedback, but
Can you hear that? No. Hold on a minute. Where am I here? Well, maybe we haven't figured it out all the way, but it's there. All right. Okay, not sure what that's all about, but we will just ignore the background. Hopefully nobody else will be able to hear it. And
yeah,
we
I
will
can.
continue on with Nature's Divas. So thanks
Yay.
so much for being here, Dr. Dave.
Absolutely. Thank you. Can't wait.
Thank you. It's always nice to be able to connect and see you and work together with you. So I'm excited about the Nature's Divas and what messages they have today. So I'm just shuffling them up right now. And wherever you are, if you are joining us through Facebook Live, welcome. So I've got our first card out, which is Basil. So I figure I'll do a
Yummy.
3-card. Yeah, for sure. Figure I'll do a 3-card spread this morning. Seeing we've got a little bit more time than we did last week. It's a work in progress.
Basil.
That's all I'm saying. Oh,
Absolutely.
and
Absolutely.
Bergamot is our next one.
Duh, I got the chills. I love bergamot. Bergamot. However you want to say it.
Yeah, the first time I heard that, I'm like, well, that's an odd way to say it. I didn't know that the T was silent.
Yeah. I hesitate to use it that way because then it takes me to like the whole song in my head will play the rest of the day of Kokomo.
Oh,
I can't. You're welcome, everyone who's going to have
Yeah,
that stuck
thanks a
in your head.
lot. Oh, goodness. I find it so interesting that there's 3 oils that come from that specific tree, and bergamot is one of them. So we got neroli from the flowers, orange from the oranges, and bergamot from the little oranges before they become ripe oranges. So I thought that was just so cool that 3 different, distinctly different oils can come from one tree, which is really cool. So the Devas are not giving me a third card, so I'm just going to pick one off the top, and it is Hyssop. So the way I do the readings is the first one represents all the different resources that we currently have. So I'm going to read just the first paragraph of my book, and this is from the point of the Devas and what they have to share about how this oil can help. So water, ooh, we're talking about water and hydration today. So water is the most important element for life on Mother Earth. When we are hydrated, thinking is clear and sharp. Our focus is strong and on task. It is time to ask yourself, am I drinking enough water each day? I am Basil, and as a plant, I require water regularly or I will wilt. The human body is comprised of 80% water, which requires daily hydration as well. Make a commitment to listen to your body's needs for water. Headaches, feeling of hunger, and low energy can all be signs of dehydration. Honor your body and all it does for you by hydrating your body. Drink at least a couple 8-ounce glasses of water per day. Your body counts on you. So water's a big one, especially at this time with all the different things going on in the world and water being contaminated. So really focusing on ensuring that you have enough water on hand that is, you know, being able to be drank and, you know, pure water. So, and that is so important. Just, and that is a resource that we currently have and hopefully will continue having, but
Right.
yeah, so just I think it might be a reminder that, you know, water is not to be taken for granted when we are you know, using the different bodies of water that we have here, you know, to honor those bodies of water and not pollute them. And if there is different things going on where you know that they're getting polluted from some companies, like speak up, because these are our water sources, and if we don't have them anymore, then we're not going to last too much longer either. So it's really, really important to ensure that we have clean water for ourselves and all the generations that will follow us as well. So important. So our next one is bergamot, and that is about things that we need to let go of and release. So let's see. Breathe in the freshness of my essence. I'm bergamot. I help in uplifting, clearing the air, and releasing those things that you have locked away in order to move forward. There is a yearning deep within you. Let it out. See where it takes you. Invite me along your journey that you are creating. I provide strength to move forward and commitment to putting one foot in front of the other. So with this one, with regards to releasing, it's all about that fear of stepping forward and stepping into who you are. We all have the choice to do that or not do that. And if you happen to be struck by fear or just the unknown and all those different things going on around us, that it can cripple you inside and you can become very fearful. But you have a job to do while you're here. You came down to do wonderful, wonderful things and be a beacon of light in all this stuff that's going on. You chose to be down here at this specific time in the world where all this stuff's going on, so that you can shine your beacon of light and whatever gifts that you have and share them with the world. So if you are crippled in fear, you're not going to be, the people that need to hear what you have to say aren't going to be able to do what they need to do. So it's time to start breathing in from a place of love and knowing that there's either love or fear. You can't live in both. So when you choose to live from a place of love, then you have that confidence to step forward. And people are so eager to find someone that they can follow, that has been there, has done that, and has the skills to be able to share, how they came through the other end, or, stand up and fight for the situation with the water, let people know, everybody has their part to play in what's going on in this big picture that we're seeing right now. So determine what that is for you. Maybe it's showing people that, okay, well, living from a place of fear isn't very helpful, and it's just going to suck you into the tar pit of negativity, where there's a whole bunch of people there and they're gathering by the minute because of just all the nonsense that's going on. But if we can raise the vibration and we can see and create a reality of positivity and love, then we can lift those others out of that tar pit as well. So, and then the last one is Hyssop. And Hyssop is how this is all going to play out. So let's see what the Devas have to say about that. Breathe in and out. Feel yourself relax. Your shoulders droop, your back relaxes. Your shoulders aren't supposed to be an extension of your ears. I'm Hyssop and I help you relax. Release the tense muscles, the stress, the fear, or any discomfort. Your body cannot stay in a state of fight or flight all day long, every day. It is time to connect with our bodies, nurture and support them so that they can continue to be healthy and assist us in fulfilling our soul's purpose. So we have so many tools that Mother Nature has given us. So for instance, essential oils. That's why I created the Nature's Devas, so that they can be used alongside essential oils if you choose, because I used them for a whole year and it totally changed my life. There's also oracle cards like these ones, and there's so many different practitioners and therapies and so many other things out there that can help you find your way. So if you still have that fear, there's people out there that you can talk to. There's communities of support like IASA, which is an amazing community of supportive individuals that are just there to support and encourage and let you know that you've got this. You can do whatever you dream, whatever's in there that you have thought of dreaming of, you can do that. You have the possibility to do that. It's just a matter of finding the right connections or the tools you need to be able to step forward and do that.
Yay. Awesome. That was
Yeah.
fantastic.
Thank you. Yeah, it's just
You
so
know, so
important, to be who you're supposed to be, who you came
right?
down here to be.
Exactly. Exactly right. The going back to basil and that being that hydration factor, I think that most folks have, I mean, if you've seen it, you would never go to the store or the market and buy basil that's all crinkled up, and unless you're looking for the dry, herb. But if you're going to put a fresh basil in something, you want it to be plenty hydrated, because why? Because it's best then. It's going to be the freshest. It's going to be the crispest. Crisp, is that a word? Crisp?
Crispiest?
No?
Crispiest.
Sure.
No?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Uh,
Is basil
but
crispy?
that's right. It's but that again is a mirror for ourselves, and that's reminding us that we are the freshest when we're best hydrated, that
Mm,
we are able to move and move through our body and be able to assimilate all of our nutrients and everything else. So that's why it's so critically important for the that hydration that basil is reminding us about, because we're mirroring that. That's what it's teaching us. It's the medicine of it, showing us if I'm hydrated well, then I am at my best. And so just the plant, but it's that again, that reminding us that we are at our best when we're operating the best that we can. And that has to have that so important about hydration. Um, Being a massage therapist for 20 years, everybody most of my clients know me as the water Nazi because I'm pushing water like, and I'm not even nice about it. I don't even apologize about it. Because it's so critically important. We just moved all these things in a session, for them over an hour. Rarely did ever anybody get an hour session. It was always way more than that. So we move all these things, whether it's energy work, whether it's massage therapy, whether it's working with the oils. Hydration is so critically important, because otherwise what happens, and this is, it's a metaphor again for our lives. If we don't have enough hydration that we can move through the toxins that we just moved to eliminate out of our body, out of our awareness, out of our state of where we are, then it gets stuck.
hmm
And this is one thing that I always tell folks. It's, you hear it and you get it, but a dry sewer doesn't work. You can't flush it. See?
Well, that one I have never heard before, and that is going to
Yeah,
stick with me
the point.
forever.
Yes. You're welcome.
So many lovely tidbits you are giving us this morning, Dr. Dave, that are going to be just rattling around in there for the rest.
Yeah, I hope that wasn't for anybody while they're eating breakfast. But anyway, but it's so important though. And it really does the job. It reminds us of, you're not going to move all of this stuck stuff, even if it's the metaphorical aspect of it, or the metaphysical, I should say, is water's the element of emotion. So basil is reminding us we're not going to move through our emotions if we're not properly hydrated, and our emotions are supposed to move through us, not be stagnant and stuck.
Absolutely. Yeah,
And
that is a
so,
great metaphor for
thank you to
that.
basil. And
hmm
that's actually how I use the oil for working with clients or myself, is what is it that we're looking to remind us about, what is it, that thing that we need to remind and do and make the best frequency, the highest frequency that we can. And basil is that one that is going to allow us to make sure we're moving that, and that we're inviting and accepting and giving permission to our body to be as hydrated as possible, so that we can move through those emotions. We can move through getting rid of any of those toxins and everything else that are, you know, in our life and in our environment. So,
hmm
yeah.
Absolutely. And that tiredness that you find at, mid-afternoon, it's because you're dehydrated.
Yes,
So it's really, really
absolutely.
important to, just keep your cells hydrated. Because if you imagine, you see your poor plant, the leaves are all withered. It takes our body a long time to get to that point. But once you get to that point, it's like, come on, like it should have never gotten to that point. Like keep it
Right.
hydrated every single day. And that doesn't mean coffee. It doesn't mean just liquids of any sort. It means fresh water. You could have lemon water, mind you, but it's not like pops and juices and things like that. It's actually water that's going to help your body and your cells be able to do all the things that they do, because that's needed. That's the gas that's going to get everything where it needs to go and keep you running properly.
Right. And a lot of the, I don't know, FDA, we had there's that one standard that a lot of folks were taught when they were, quite a while ago, is that 8 ounce glasses of water per day per person. A lot of folks remember that kind of thing. Yeah, well, that was crap. That was in 1925 when that was established as a standard. And that was when people were much more smaller. Um, but that also was back when food and all of our um, everything that we were taking in was completely different. There
Mhm.
was a lot more nutrients and things, so that standard does not apply, nor does it take into account of all the research and the science that has now understood how critically important it is to be proper hydrated for the human body, for that vehicle to operate optimally. And
Right.
so now it's supposed to be your body weight, whatever your body weight is, divided by two. That's the amount of ounces minimally that you're supposed to have per day.
Wow.
Right. And a lot of folks are like, oh, good God. And I said, yeah, I know. Here's the thing. So if you can stick with it for 11 days, if you can do your best at staying as hydrated as possible for those 11 days, what's going to happen is your brain's going to recognize that there's a pattern. Because those 11 days, what's going to happen, it's going to be uncomfortable, because you're going to feel really bloated, and you're going to be part of that. You're going to be bloated for those 11 days, because your body is, your brain's not going, I don't know when she's going to give us more, so we're just going to hold on to some of this a little bit. So we don't know if we're getting more later or not. Hasn't been a strong suit. Her water game hasn't been top notch yet. So So what happens is, and you're running to the bathroom every 3 minutes, sometimes every two. But, but it's
Yep.
because what's happening is during that 11 days is what's happening is where your brain is going to like, okay, we're at capacity, we got to release the valve. And so you have to go. But then what happens is the brain then, you never usually will evacuate your bladder completely. So it's still like, okay, we're good, we're comfortable, we're just going to stay here because we don't know when we're getting more. And so then you back to your routine. You're drinking more water. Well, you just topped off the tanks, and yeah, it's been 2 minutes, and I'm running for the bathroom again. So after 11 days, that's where the brain recognizes, like, okay, we don't need to do this anymore. We're having this. We've now established that her water game is consistent here, so we can release everything, and we're going to get more. We can trust that. Awesome. It gets way better after 11 days. Becomes much more easy and comfortable. And so when folks start that, I just recommend. I said, so you still, you know me, I'm always going to find the positive. At least now you're getting a twofer because you're getting the extra water and the hydration, but now you're getting extra exercise because you're going to the bathroom all the time.
There
Yay!
you go. Mhm.
You're welcome.
Oh, that's awesome.
Fun times.
Yeah, and
So
it's so important. And with all the things going on in the world, like keeping our water supply pure is
yeah.
really, really important. And it is paramount to our survival for sure. So ensuring that you have some sort of filtration system, even if you at home. I have a filtration system here, and hooks up to my tap, and away I go. But it's so important to have that, so you continue to have that clean water. And then even with the study done by Dr. Emoto with
Mhm.
the um, with the
Powerful.
words, with water, and blessing that water is such a wonderful thing to do as well. Just holding your cup of water in your hand and just, giving thanks for it or sending love to it changes the molecular structure of it, which changes what your body recognizes and helps you, with your body and its healing. So it's that's a double whammy as well. So you get all this
Right.
goodness depending on what you're infusing into your water, and it just helps in so many different ways, even sending that energy to the bodies of water that are close to you, and just sending that intent is so important as well. Intent goes a long way in the energy, because we all are energetic beings as well as Mother Earth. So the amount of love and energy that we can send is just so important to raise the vibration of everything.
Right. And I'm glad you brought that back up, because there is on stepping into your sovereign self, into the Facebook group. It was last week that Jules had posted a meditation and some instruction about doing specifically that. It was a it was another post. His name is I can't remember now, but it's in there. So if you go back to last week and look in the feed there, there's a posting in there, and it's about a ceremony in that vibration of sending the healing and the love to our bodies of water. So it was,
Wonderful.
yeah, really, really great. I might
Oh,
have to
that's
leave in
cool.
a second. I just watched our trash can go flying down the road.
Oh,
Literally.
is it rather windy there?
I'm like, oh, okay, great. It didn't go in the canal yet.
All right. Well, we will close off this session with Conversations with the Divas, and we will be back in a few moments with What If, after Dr. Dave rescues his garbage can from down the street. And we will be right back. So hope you can join us. And we will talk to you soon. Have a wonderful day if you can't. And we'll be back here next Monday at 10 a.m. for another hour of Conversations with the Divas and What If. So we will talk to you soon. All right, stop recording.